Hey guys, techmadeezy, and thanks for clicking on our video today. Guys, this is the third and final video on the brand new Ryobi 1800 watt power station. This is an all-in-one power station. The battery is built in, and as you can see, we're doing our refrigerator test right now, but we are doing a power test to see if we can get the 1800 watts out of this thing. We're going to see if it has a UPS. We're going to do a pass-through charging test. We're going to do a noise level test, a coffee maker test, even a microwave test. And we're also testing to see how long it takes to charge. So guys, why don't we go ahead and get this party started? Hi, it's Al from techmadeezy with a real quick message. I just want to let you know the video you're about to watch is not sponsored. We went out and bought the products ourselves. So, if you like our video, please give us a thumbs up. It definitely helps. Share our video. And lastly, we hope you subscribe to our channel and become a part of the family. Thank you. All right, before we get into our testing, I just want to show you the two videos we did. The first one, I'll put an image up on the screen, was really just the features and the specs of the new Ryobi power station. All right, I'll put a link in the description for that. And here's the next one. We did a unboxing and close-up when we got the product. So if you really want to take a good look at the unit, there is the image. Again, the link will be in the description. But let's go ahead and check out the testing of this brand new Ryobi power station. Here is what we're going to be covering in today's video. You can hit pause if you want to check it out, but we're going to move forward into the testing video. All right, 0%. Let's see how long it takes to charge this. I think it's like 5 hours. It's 6:35 p.m. Let me put this in. Okay, so it needs to be cooled down. All right, 7:14 p.m. and we're going to plug this in to charge now. It should be cooled off by now, and then we'll talk a little bit about that. That is actually a good thing. All right, so I plugged it in. I hear the charger. That's a good sign. How long will it take to charge it? I think it's 5 hours, if I'm not mistaken. All right, 275 watts. Says 4 hours and 19 minutes. I guess we'll find out. Again, it's 7:15 p.m. Now, let's talk a little bit about what you saw before. So, the unit, we drained the unit. Obviously, we were draining the unit by powering different things. And what happened is, the unit gets hot as it's being drained. All right? So, if you have, a circular saw or something plugged into this, and you're using it long enough, well, it puts some stress on the battery. Now, as you could see towards the beginning of the video, when we tried to charge this, it wouldn't let us. It actually said that it needs to cool off. Now, that is a good thing. That is what you call a BMS, a battery management system. Now, I will check the manual, but I didn't see much about BMS. And as Ryobi gets into power stations, not just power stations with batteries, but even all-in-one power stations like this, they need to start talking about those features, right? Overcharge protection, stuff like that. So there's a couple of different types of BMS features that people want to know that a power station has. Anyway, I'll find out, and if I get something, we'll talk about it later. But we do have a 2% charge and 4 hours and 18 minutes. So we are going to check back in, I don't know, maybe an hour? All right, we're 1 hour in. And how much do we have here? Well, there you go, 35% charged in 1 hour. And it says 3 hours and 16 minutes. And again, it's pumping 275 watts. Now, I think that goes down as we get closer to 100%. I believe the wattage goes down, but we'll find out together. 2 hours in, and we are at 59%. Still pumping 275 watts into the power station, and it says we have about 2 hours and 14 minutes left. There you go. All right, 3 hours in, and where are we at? 86%. Still pumping 275 watts, and it says we've got 1 hour and 11 minutes left. We'll see. 4 hour check. Where are we at in 4 hours? 99%. It's putting 27 watts in now. You see how the wattage starts to slow down? So it's slow charges. I mean, even 275 watts is slow charging. But it says we have 8 minutes left. So we'll see. 8 minutes left. That would be 11:23. We'll check back. All right, 4 hours and 8 minutes. Right? And what do we got? She's full. 100%. Not bad. Let's take a moment and see if this is pure sine wave. I'll go ahead and turn on the AC outlets and we'll see what type of voltage we're receiving. (123.7 volts). Let's switch this to pure sine wave. And there you go. We got pure sine wave. Now let's go ahead and plug in a load, why don't we? And we'll see if it still stays pretty pure. So plug in, why not? Why not plug in a competitor's product? Nothing wrong with that. There's plenty for the world to go around. All right, we're going to plug in this load. AC outlet's already on. That's powering it. Now the display doesn't show the wattage going out, it just shows a time remaining. So that's interesting, just shows a load level. And this is about 250 watt charger, this charger here. But yet, it hasn't affected the pure sine wave, so that's good news. That's the goal of this test. So, the Ryobi power station is pure sine wave. Next test, we want to see if the Ryobi power station has pass-through charging. So we're going to plug in the charger. All right, I think there's only one way you can plug it in. It's got this special adapter here. So let's see if I can get it plugged in the right way, because I'll be honest with you, it is a little odd, right? All right, I think it goes this way. Yep, there it goes. All right, and let me show you something. There's a little groove here, and they have a white line up there. So push it in. AC charger has some noise. It's got its own fan. It's turning on. So we'll wait a moment. Now I'm wondering, will it show? So look at that. It shows input wattage. But interesting, it doesn't show output wattage. It says it's going to take 3 hours and 26 minutes to charge based off 25%. But now, can we power this while we're charging? I guess let's find out. It allowed me to turn on the outlet. Okay, look at that. Look at that. Is that true? ladies and gentlemen, we have pass-through charging. The unit is charging itself. It shows a load level. It doesn't show output wattage. Very interesting. It shows input wattage, 275 watts. And we've answered our question. It does have pass-through charging. That's good to know. All right, we're going to try UPS. Now, I haven't found information that this includes a UPS. And so right now, that light switch is providing power to the power station. And this light is plugged into the power station. Now this uses about 50 watts, just so you'll know. Now why does a light bulb use 50 watts? That's because it's an older light, it's not LED. So change your lights to LED and you'll drop down to 5 or 10 watts in that area. It's a big difference. But what we're going to do now is do this UPS test to see if this actually has UPS functionality and how fast it is. And we do it with a light. That's what we do. So what I'm going to do is I am going to hit this switch. And when I hit the switch, I want to see that the light stays on. If it flickers, well, that should be okay, but it depends on how fast it turns on and off. So on the count of 3, I am going to turn the switch off and see if this has a UPS functionality. 1, 2, 3. Now, interestingly enough, I saw no flash whatsoever. That's not bad. I mean, this has to have some type of UPS because, you know, obviously we're running on battery now. And that's the sound coming out of the Ryobi power station. That little buzzing. Actually, I think that's the AC adapter. Excuse me, that's the AC brick. So I'm going to turn this back on in the count of 3 again, and then we'll do it one more time. I'm going to turn it on. 1, 2, 3. It does take a second. There it goes. It is switching over. All right. Immediately goes to 275 watts, which is pretty amazing. Normally the wattage takes a moment to go up. But all right, we're going to do this one more time. I'm going to move the light over so you can see the screen as well. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Well, guys, I don't know what to say. I mean, I did not see any delay or flicker in that light. So that must have UPS. And what I'll do in a moment is I'll put up some more information if I get some from Ryobi. I'm also going to double check the manual. But that seemed pretty successful. Any comments? Let me know. Put some down below. Just doing a quick noise test. This is just a charging the power station. I want you to hear the power brick. So right now it's off. Let me go plug it in. And this is it with no load. Now we're going to do a sound test. It's got a load of 1,000 watts. And then we'll turn it off so you could hear, you could see the difference. So the question is, can the Ryobi power station power our 55-inch TV, our internet router, our cable modem, our TV lights, smart cameras, and the Dyson fan? Well, let's find out. All right, so I did connect a meter so we could see wattage. I'll go ahead and turn on the AC outlets. All right, and we can watch the startup wattage. TV's turning on. So we are at 102, 125, 147 watts. Okay. 148. TV turns off. That's what the Roku does. It's really weird. It turns the TV off and then it'll turn it back on. Cable modem's coming on. Our Wi-Fi router's coming on. So we're back up to 144, 47 watts. And let's turn on the fan. I'll put the fan on high. So we're at what are we on? Okay, there it goes. 201 watts with the fan on high. And we've got the TV lights on in the back, the TV. We've got the modem, the Wi-Fi router, our smart speakers, and all that stuff. And it says the load level on this is 12%. And it'll last, I guess that's 4 hours and 34 minutes. All right, on the back there on the screen. So as you can see, it was a success. It was able to run that. What else can it run? Can we make a cup of coffee? This machine is 13 to 1400 watts. A lot of people are shocked by that. They're like, a coffee maker uses that much? The average coffee maker uses about 750 watts, and Keurigs usually always use over 1,000. So I'm going to turn on the AC outlet. We can give the coffee maker some power. All right, we don't have anything going out yet. And let's open this up. Close it. Choose, we'll do a 4-ounce cup of coffee. It's quick. And then I'll just hit the K button and we'll watch the wattage. Ready? $900 and change, $13.95. Wow. So look at that, almost 1,400 watts. And then it starts to go down a little bit. And then once it's done at the end, it'll go down to like 0 because it doesn't use any more wattage. But yeah, it can make a cup of techmadeezy coffee. And I love this stuff too, by the way. This is my new coffee now. It's a light roast breakfast blend, Green Mountains. I'll put some links in the description for you. But look at that, it's down to 2 watts now, finishing the cup of coffee. That is a success. And wow, that thing makes some noise, that fan, huh? It's supposed to, but it's a weird sound. All right, I guess I'm drinking a cup of coffee. So can this make popcorn in a microwave? Now this is rated 1100 watts. I don't think it'll work. I'm only going to put this on for a minute. You won't hear popcorn popping until, I don't know, closer to the end. But I didn't want to make it a long test. This is definitely higher with a surge. I'm going to turn on the outlet. Okay. All right, the unit is powered. That's a good sign. Well, let's press 1 and we'll watch the screen together. 200, 1200, 1500 and change. Oh wow, that's close to 1600. 1598 watts. Wow, okay, it's holding so far. 1601. The popcorn is popping. We've got 35 seconds left. Is it going to hold it? 1595, 1602. Oh boy. Battery's down to 62% on here. But we're holding at close to 1600 watts on a microwave, guys. And we've got 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wow. It held. Interesting. And that fan, wow. Okay, we're in the techmadeezy infamous testing kitchen with the Ryobi. Again, we put the meter back on so we can see the type of wattage we're using. I think the other thing we want to see also is time remaining. We've got 80% left on the battery. All right. And I'm going to start off with a heating gun. All right. And we'll put it on low, and then we'll put it on high. Good old Wagner. So let's start off with that. I'm going to plug this in here. I am going to turn on the AC outlet. All right. All right, it's on. And then we'll keep an eye on that screen there. So I'm going to put it on low. We're using 548 watts on low. All right, 542. No problem. 541 watts says it'll run an hour and 35 minutes based off 80% of the battery. Let's go ahead and kick it on the high. 1031, 1130. All right, so 1100 and change. And again, it says it'll run 41 minutes on an 80% charge. 1126 watts running, and the heating gun is very hot. So 1126 watts. Huh. All right, we're gonna have to try something else. Let me turn off the heating gun. You can hear the power station fans. Pretty interesting. All right, let's try something else. All right, we're gonna try this electric heater. Definitely over 1,000 watts with no problem. It's off currently. No wattage being used. Right, 80% left on the battery. Listen to that fan. Isn't that something? All right, let's turn this on. We're going to put it on setting number 1. 200, 800, 1,000, 1260, 1250. All right, so we're getting, all right, that was the surge. Now it's coming back down to about 1,000 watts. All right, based off that, 48 minutes, based off 80% of the battery. Let's kick this on to setting number 2. I'll put the heat up all the way too, this thing. All right, setting number 2, ready? Now. 1409, 1489, 1607, 1624. So, yeah, over 1600 watts with the surge, coming back down to 14 and change. Says it'll run at 28% based off a 78% battery. You can hear that fan. So this is adjusting now to about 1300 watts. Interesting. What else can we do? All right. An induction cooktop. Now I have to put a pan on in order for it to work. This thing uses wattage. So let's go ahead and turn on the AC outlet. Okay, power's on. This is not on yet. Let's turn it on, and I'm going to change the power level. Let's see, I'm going to power level number 1. Let this adjust. It says 800 and change right now, but it'll drop down. Level 1's supposed to be about 200 watts or something like that. So it's up and down. Wow, 600, 5 point something. All right, I'm going to raise the level to level number 5. All right, level number 5. We're at 1,000 watts. All right, again, 77% charge, 45% 45 minutes remaining. I don't know, is that, yeah, okay, so we're at 900. Let's raise this to setting number 7. Now we're at 1100. Okay. Interesting. Alright, not too much. Alright, let's raise this up. I'm going to raise it to 9. 1200, 1300. Okay, 1300. Well, let's bring it to 10. That's the highest level we can bring it to. There we go, 1400. Again, 1400 watts, 76% charge. Get about 28 minutes out of this. Listen to that fan, wow. So 1400 watts on high, interesting. All right, we're gonna have to see what else we can do. All right, I brought it back down to level number 1 just for a moment. And I'm gonna plug in this charger. It's about 200 watts on each side. So let me plug this in. All right. And I'm probably gonna, let's just see what happens. All right, 500, 600. All right, all right. Interesting. 500. So let's bring this up to level number 5. Now we got 1,000 watts. That's with the charger, 1,100 watts. All right, charger's on. 1,100. Let's raise this to level number 7. 1,200 and change. Let's raise this to level number 8. 13. Level number 9. 14. Okay, so I got 14 and change on level number 9. What I'm going to do, this battery should put another 200 watts. All right, let's watch that. Got 2 batteries now. 1,500 watts. We've not tripped yet. Okay, we're going to go ahead and raise this to number 10. 1675, 1,700 watts. Holding, 1,755 watts. Says it can run 19 minutes on a 70% charge. Oh boy, 1,753 watts. And it overloaded. Interesting. So that should have held. It's got 68% on the battery with an overload. And it wasn't supposed to overload because that was under the rated wattage. Interesting. All right, I don't know if we're going to do it, but I'm going to go ahead and turn on the AC outlet. I've got the 2 batteries on. Again, that should give me about 400. I want to work my way up and see if I can get to 1,800 and have it stay and have it hold it. I'm giving it another chance. All right, so here we go, 200, 300. All right, 400. All right, so I think that's what I'm going to get, a little over 400 watts for these 2. All right, one on each side. I got one here that's about 500 or 600, 700 watts. Let's see. Let me plug that in. Okay, that's turning on. Let's see what we get. 600, 750. 1,000. All right, we got 1,000. 1,100. All right, again, 68% battery, says it'll last about 33 minutes. We've got 1,100 watts. Now, I'm going to take the heating gun and I'll put it on low and we'll see what we get with that. All right, So again, we're holding at 1100. And boy, that fan is having fun. We're going to turn this on low. It's on low, 1290, 1600. So let's just see if it'll hold this, right? 1600 watts. Let's just wait a moment and see if it can hold. No, I mean, I don't know why. 1600 and it couldn't hold. Guys, I'm sorry. Not impressed with the inverter. Not impressed. All right, guys, it's time for our refrigerator test. All right, it's almost 3:30. We're going to start it at 3:30. And for a moment, I'll put up an image on the right side of the screen so you can see some information on the refrigerator. Okay, this is a 2021 refrigerator. It is actually, new, but it's also very efficient. Got me, the boys, my fiance, but yet it does a pretty good job. It doesn't use much energy. So I don't know. Will this go 20 hours? Will this go a day and a half? Well, I guess we'll find out. Okay, so there's the information on the right. And we're going to go ahead and start the AC power here so we can take a look, honestly, at how much power this draws. So let me set this up here. All right, I'm going to turn on AC. Well, actually, it doesn't show you the wattage. Wow, I'm getting ready to do that. 329. All right. It is on. It'll show a load at least for a moment, I think. I hope. But 329. Turning the refrigerator on. It says 32 hours remaining. Again, it doesn't show you wattage. And this refrigerator is already cold, so there's no load. I thought it would be for a moment, but I guess even when something starts up, it doesn't really show until it's actually consistent. So refrigerator's on. All right, we use this every day. 329. Let's see how long we can go powering this refrigerator with 100% on the battery. 3 hours in. And what do we have? 88%. Says 13 hours remaining. Wow. 3 hours in, 88%. Not bad. Maybe it's time for a banana. 6 hour check. 73%. 73% in 6 hours. And our next check will be tomorrow morning. So let's see how it does. 16 hours into the test overnight. It is 8:33 in the morning. We have 13% left on the battery. Not bad. It went overnight. I guess we'll see what we get at the end in a couple of hours. We are 19 hours in. Do you hear that beep? We've got 4% left. Now, when you hit 10%, this thing starts flashing. It's nice. It's helpful. So 4%, I just don't know if it'll turn off on its own. Again, the refrigerator doesn't use a lot of power most of the time. It's still on right now. I guess we'll find out. So 19 hours in. Pretty cool. All right, guys. Well, we made it, almost made it to 19 and a half hours. But this thing is dead. 19 and a half hours. Not bad. Let's take some time and go over some of the buttons on this now, okay? Since I did the unboxing and close look. So you do have a light button up here. So if you press it, it'll go on full. It'll go to low on the next one. Red. And then it'll do a red flashing. All right, that's that. Now, here's the LCD button. And the next level on this one is bright. And then off. So you have low, bright, and off. Lastly, we've got the Bluetooth button. We'll get to that in a second. I'm going to show you how to connect it to the app. This is the power button for the unit. This is the power button for the AC. and this is where your charger is. You plug in the charger that you get with the unit, 275 watt charger. Now if you get two of these, you can parallel them. You'll have to get a parallel cable. Haven't seen that yet, but I believe that's available. And then here's your circuit breaker button down here on the bottom. Okay. So let's go ahead and try to pair this. We're in the Gen Control app. We're going to click Let's Begin, and then we're going to click Battery. All right, the unit is powered, so we're good. Now we're going to go ahead and, let's see, step 1, press and hold the button. All right, so let's press and hold the button. It's in pairing mode. Pair to generator. Okay, while using the app. It's going to take a moment. Pairing is successful. So we are now paired. And there you go. You get to see, basically your battery, the remaining time, any wattage being used. So that's interesting. You can't see it on here, but you can actually see it on the app. Very interesting. You can turn AC off here, and you can shut down the unit. All right, and anything else? Let's see, in the side menu, settings, power shutdown timer. That's going to be helpful. LCD backlit light, so again, you can control that. All right, task light. Okay, and forget this generator, meaning you're going to sell it to someone. You'll go ahead and click that, and it'll unpair the device. Total run hours, add a second generator. So there that goes when you're going to go ahead and do parallel mode. So main screen. That's kind of it. But guys, we just found a way to see the output wattage. Interesting. Now right now it's not using anything. If we leave it this way, I don't know. Will it show anything at some point? Well, that was it on the app. I want to test the feature to see if this actually shows wattage. Now this is like a 45 watt charger. I'm going to charge this phone, right? So let's plug this in real quick and just see if we plug this phone in. All right. I see the lightning bolt on top. I don't see any wattage. Okay, again, lightning bolt showing it's charging and no wattage. Well, I don't know. Does it have to be a larger load? That's not good. It should show any kind of wattage, and this thing is a 45 watt charger. Even if it's not using 45 watts, it really should be showing something. I was hoping we would be able to get some output wattage. All right, so I want to try this again. I want to see if I can get output wattage on the screen. Now I'm charging this and there's 275 watts going in, right? There's no output. And the AC outlet is off, so it's powering nothing. And this is weird. It says, I don't know what it says. 61,000 watts? 38,000 watts? What is that? Now, I'm going to stop charging this for a minute so I can actually power this to see if we can get actual wattage output on this. This is around 200 and change. So I'm going to unplug the charger so it'll stop charging. All right, there it goes. The fan turned off on the AC charger. I'm going to turn on the AC brick. I'm going to wait a moment just so that goes down. I mean, that is weird. I don't know what that is. Let me close the app, reopen it, and we'll go from there. All right, I restarted the app, and I waited about 3 minutes, and this is what I'm getting. It's trying to reconnect to the power station. Now, I don't know why, because once it's paired, it should be able to just connect back to the device. Anyway, I turn on Bluetooth pairing again, by the way. I don't know if that's going to help. but so far nothing. And I'm just trying to show you if the unit will show the wattage from this on the app. That's all I'm trying to do. All right, I'm going to now repair again. Whoops. Turn on Bluetooth, hit pair, hit battery. All right, continue, pair. Should find it, sitting right next to it. All right, guys, looks like I'm not going to be able to show you that. Try to show you as much as I can, but even in pairing mode, a second time around after, it won't repair. That's it. That's all I can do. I'll wait until that timer says 0. So I want to take a moment and give you some advice if you buy this power station. And this is just off my personal experience. So number one, try not to drain this to 0. If you can go to 5% or 10%, that's going to be good for the battery. Also, try not to charge it to 100%. If you can go to 95% or 90%, you will extend the range of this battery. Lastly, if you do go to 0%, don't let it sit there long. In an hour or so, just get this charged up a little bit, and if you're going to store it, I would recommend 50 to 75% capacity if you're going to store it. Lastly, if you do charge this to 100%, again, don't let it sit at 100% too long. Bring it down a little bit. Again, if you're not going to use it, I recommend 50 to 75% when you store it. That's just my advice based off my experience. It's time for us to go over pros and cons. I'm going to start off with the cons, and then I'll try to end on a positive note. There's definitely some nice things about this unit. Number one, pricing. This is around $1,200, so it is definitely a little more than it should be. I would think $999 would be a better price point. Again, that's just me knowing the different prices in power stations in general. Number two, and no in specific order, this power brick here is really huge. And if Ryobi is going to somehow compete with all-in-one power stations, they're going to need to get to the point where they build this in, and you only have a plug to plug the unit in. Power station doesn't show output wattage, so it only shows the charging wattage when you plug in a power brick. But if I'm powering something, it won't show me the output wattage. And as you saw on the app, I couldn't really get that to work. Supposedly, the app can show output wattage, so not impressed. And then you could see we also lost pairing. I paired the unit, and then for some reason it didn't want to reconnect a second time, so I deleted the unit and then tried repairing, and that didn't work. So the other thing is you can't use a solar panel to charge this. Now it's weird because some of their other models you can, but for some reason they've chosen not to have a solar panel option or a car charger option. So I find that weird. Definitely a con for me. So it only can be charged by an AC cord, right? This big brick. So that's it. The fan definitely makes some really weird noises. That's all I'm going to say. It does get pretty loud if you check out our noise test, but the fan definitely makes some weird noises, especially as you go up and down in wattage. So I don't know. The inverter, the 1800 watt inverter on this did not perform as well. We did okay around 1500 watts. Once we went into the 1600 watt area, it just didn't do well. See our power test in the video for that, okay? But let's take a moment and go over some pros now. Number one, it does have a pure sine wave inverter, which is good. It does offer pass-through charging, which is good. I'm not 100% on the UPS, you know, it doesn't state that it has a UPS, but we did UPS testing. Check that out. It seemed to work fine. I like the handle design on the top. I definitely, you know, like that it can collapse, which is nice. I do like how easy it is to carry. It is strong. The handle is strong. This screen is bright, and you can adjust it or you can turn it off like we showed you a little while ago. And the LED light does offer multiple modes, so I do like that. All right, well, that was a fun video to make. I sure hope you found the information in this video helpful. And don't forget, we did do an unboxing and close look, and we also did a specification video on the features and specs. We'll put the links in the description, but take a moment if you could and give us a thumbs up. If this video helped you in any way, we would greatly appreciate it. It really helps our channel and it helps our video. Now, if you want to follow us on social media, well, you can go ahead and click, actually just subscribe to us on any of our channels right up here at social media. We also have a Tesla channel right up top. We got a Tesla early this year. We're coming on to about 12,000 miles. And we're doing accessory reviews right now. We're going to be doing some reviews on how do you go from a gas vehicle to a Tesla. Lastly, I hope you subscribe to our channel. If you do, click the round techmadeezy logo right there on the left-hand side. You'll be able to subscribe to our channel. On the right side, I'll put some power station videos. Thanks so much for your time.